Well, hey, neighbor, it's me, Angie. Come on in. This is our live neighborhood chat. Yeah, I didn't put up a I thank y'all for coming and visiting me today. I'm glad y'all were here. And I'm going to have to tell you all that I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. And I will have my neighborhood.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
Hello. Welcome in. First of all, let me say this in case we get cut off. I've had a bad thunderstorm. Our lights were off. I didn't know if Josie and I were going to be able to do the show again this month. But I had to put my makeup on in the dark. I had no lights when I put my makeup on. And so if it looks really bad, just ignore it. But welcome in. We're going to do the best we can. We're going to have a great show tonight. It's going to be wonderful. With the subject that we're going to talk about tonight is going to be a very, very good topic if we allow it to be. I don't expect anyone to get their panties in a wad, as we used to say in high school, because everybody here knows Josie and myself, and you know that we're learning just as you're learning. So, we're not here to offend anyone. We're only here to facilitate. That's all we're here to do. It's just make it all work. But I'll let Josie say her little hellos and all, and then we'll get started and I'll welcome some people in. But we're so glad that y'all are here.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. You all know me. I think everyone that's in here, other than Dar, I don't think she knows me. I'm Josie from Josie's Place, and I love doing these once a month little talks with Angie, and we rotate our months. Next month it'll be on my channel, and thank you for supporting us. Thumbs up help, comments help, and we're just glad you're all here. And as Angie said, we're not here to try to tell you, what to do or how to live your life. We're learning right along with you, but hopefully you will get something out of our discussions and hope for the good. Are you ready?
Okay, let's see who's here. We got Pamela. She's the first one here. Welcome, Pamela. Thank you for coming. And there's Ella. Oh, Ella got moved into her new apartment, Josie.
I know. I see.
She is adjusting. And there's Picky Nikki, our little Barbie girl. There's my twin Claudette. There's my co-parent Brenda. Who else is in here? Dar, welcome in. No, I don't allow people on the panel when we have one of these discussions, but maybe another time. Hey Kim. Welcome in. Hey Janet. Welcome everyone. Okay. Here's the thing that we're going to discuss tonight. Everybody take a deep breath. And it's all good. But we're going to talk about our differences. How different that we are first of all, as an individual toward another individual. Second of all, a community and how we all live together in the community that we mostly stay in on YouTube. I mean, even though we are here in this community, which I love this community, we're all different. We don't tell our differences a lot of times, and I'm not here for you to confess your differences. That's not what we're here for tonight. We are just speaking randomly about what makes us different, and it's okay to be different. Now, if someone in the chat wants to share something about being different, we will address it to the point of on the surface, but it probably won't go into in depth, because a lot of times when it goes into depth, you have other people that have real strong opinions about what's being talked about. And that's really not the issue tonight. The issue tonight is what makes us all different and how we can live together. And obviously we can, because I have a chat every week that we have different discussions, and we're different and we seem to all get along. So, I mean, we can all live together in a community and live and get along with each other and really care about each other. So that's the topic tonight. All right, Josie, say a little bit and I'll go back.
Okay, I want to kind of put an outline on something that I looked up, and practices to manage opinion differences: empathy, understanding, mutual respect, third-party agreements, separation from the problem person, give time to reflect. And we've talked about communication before, and even in this case, communication covers everything. And it says effective communication is the cornerstone to handle difference of opinion. Instead of avoiding conflict, it is crucial to foster open and respectful dialogue. So you need to talk about it in a respectful manner, not just go off and blow your stack. And, we all have the right to our own opinion. And I think Angie has mentioned this before. You can hate what someone believes or does, but you don't have to hate the person. You should love the person. And it also means you don't have to be around that person. If you can't solve your differences, then go somewhere else, Drama never solves anything. Right, Angie?
Absolutely. What I wanted to say is human beings are naturally diverse. We're shaped by our culture, our experiences, our home life. And by that, we can have conflicts and misunderstandings just by those three things that I mentioned, because you all, I'm pretty sure, were not raised like I was in my household. I can bet you $1,000 you were not brought up the way I was. Now, by all definition of a person that should be dysfunctional, it should be me by the ways I was raised. But I made a conscious decision when I become a certain age that I was not going to be the person that everybody expected me to be because of my circumstances. Okay? Mm-hmm. So that's where it comes in. We all have choices, which is wonderful. We can all choose how we want to believe, what we want to believe, who we want to like, who we do not particularly care for. And, everybody can't like everybody, so that's fine. I mean, that's fine. But you just stay away from the person. But I've gotten so far in my life, I'm like this. You may not like me, but that doesn't mean I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Just because you say you don't like me, I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't mean I have to dislike you. For some reason, we think we have to dislike a person for the way they believe, their political view. I mean, that's the hot topic nowadays, which that's not what we're going to get into. But I made a remark not too long ago about it doesn't bother you that my favorite color is green and Josie's is red. That you could care less. Mm-hmm. You do not care what our favorite color is, and I don't mind if your favorite color is the same as mine. But if you ask my granddaughter, she'll tell you, no, Gigi, you can't have green as a favorite color because that's my favorite color. So she thinks she is the only one that's supposed to have that color. But my point is, it only upsets a person when you disagree with each other and it affects you financially, spiritually, takes something away from you, it's when you get upset when someone disagrees with you. Your opinion, if you think you've been disrespected, I mean, that's when you get upset, you know. But I am the type of person, if I look at the big picture and you disagree with me, I'm like, okay, you can disagree with me. I'm fine with that. But a lot of times people haven't come that far on their journey to accept that they can disagree and not have to get upset. And they don't have to fight about it. They can just say, okay, we don't agree.
I kind of have a question for the audience. And I'm not trying to bring up drama. I just want to throw something at you. Okay, we don't all agree, right? I mean, colors, food, anything. Why? And I know why some people do it to make money on their channel. But I have witnessed drama channels that will pick one person and tear them to shreds in a live stream. I want to know what anyone accomplishes. How do you feel about that? I think it's sad because most of the time, no one really knows that person that they're tearing apart.
Now, that's what I was about to say, Josie, because I have seen that too. And they don't know the person that they are talking about. They haven't led in that person's life. They don't know what they've been through or the trials that they have been through. Why would you want to? And anybody that brings somebody else down to make yourself look better, I tend to not want to be around. You know, you are number one on my prayer list when that happens. But it's not that I dislike you. It's just that I don't want to keep your company because I don't agree with the way that you treat people. You know, that's not my MO. And I don't want to hang around somebody with that MO. So I want to know to make themselves feel better, Josie. I think it's pathetic.
I think it's pathetic. And I love YouTube. I've been on here with my channel for 7 years, but I think it's pathetic to watch some of the fake channels and tearing other people to shreds. Life's short, guys. There is no promise. If you're that insecure, then you need professional help. And so the difference is, okay, say, now Angie and my life we grew up in kind of the same circumstances. So we agree on most everything, although, you know, we're two different people. You know, we all have different tastes. So say I like sushi, and there's a couple people when I say sushi, they look at me like, okay.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
And that's okay. But I'm not telling, when I say I like sushi, I'm not saying you gotta like sushi. You know, you like whatever you want to like. But sometimes, or somebody gets into a conflict because they don't like, say, their political or, you know, their religious beliefs. What does that matter to you? My best friend and I, of 35 years, we never spoke of politics and we never spoke of religion. And we had a wonderful friendship. And she passed away a few years ago. And, you know, I totally miss her. But you can be really good friends with somebody. You can support somebody's channel. Just because you don't like someone that goes into that channel, doesn't mean your best friend or your other friends shouldn't go in there.
And
they don't do anything to you.
And I would like to say, James and I have been married 38 years. If you are here to believe that James and I agree on everything, you are very wrong, because I sleep with this man and I disagree with him. So I'm here to tell you, people can get along that disagree. You can agree to disagree. It's whether you want to do it or not. Now, some people are hard headed and they're just like, no, if you don't believe the way I do, then I don't want to have anything to do with you. Okay, that's fine. If they want to go bash you, you say your piece, move on, don't even acknowledge it anymore. Let them keep doing this right here. Just let them keep doing it.
I had somebody on.
I don't mind talking about anything that anybody wants to talk about with me, as long as you do it within the right tone and the way it's directed. Mm-hmm. Now, if you think the louder you get makes you right, it's not going to happen, because that's not the way it works. But some people, in the notes that I put, some people just want to be right. They don't care about the friendship. They don't care about the relationship. They just want to be right in what the subject that's being brought up. That's all it is. And then when they're proven wrong, they may be angry at you because you proved them wrong. And then they have a vendetta against you because, oh no, you pulled the curtain on them. You've shown them their true colors, and they didn't want that seen. And a lot of times on YouTube, people don't want their true colors to be seen. So they attack someone else because of it. That's the bottom line right there.
In my notes, I have strategy to cultivate empathy. Listen carefully to our friend. Pay attention to the emotions, not just his or her words. Ask questions to better understand the position and the motivation of a friend. Recognize the feelings expressed by the friend, showing understanding and consideration. So if you do these things, instead of just flying off the handle and saying or yelling, some people, oh, you're wrong, you don't believe like I do. So, I had someone on Facebook a few years ago unfriend me because I don't believe in abortion, and I will shout that from the rooftop. But just because they did, they unfriend me, and I just kind of laugh. I think, well, that's fine.
And you know what I say to that, Josie? I say this: if you believe that, and someone else believes different than you, or if I had a friend on YouTube, for instance, that believed that in abortion and say I don't believe in abortion, I wouldn't unfriend them. I wouldn't stop speaking to them. I would not preach to them that they were wrong. If they come to me and said, well, why do you not believe in abortion? And get my true feelings on it, and then I could say, well, why do you believe in it? And I could get their true thoughts on it and say, okay, well, if that's what you want to believe, you believe it, and allow me to believe what I want to. Mm-hmm. But I'll think about what you said. If you'll think about what my beliefs are, I'll think about yours. And we can address this later on, and we may see some things differently.
And sometimes, you learn to understand each other, and you learn where they're coming from. And sometimes friendships are really much stronger after this happens.
Right. I agree with that. I totally agree. And love covers a multitude of sin. And it is going to, when you love someone and you're willing to listen to them, things happen and change. And that doesn't mean go while you're sitting in front of them, oh yeah, I'm listening. And then when you leave them, go to somebody else and say, let me tell you what so-and-so said. They believe this, and this is why they believe it. Now, isn't that the craziest thing you've ever heard? No, you keep the conversation between you and that person. Mm-hmm. It's a private conversation. If that other person wants somebody else to know how they feel, they'll go to them and they'll tell them.
Exactly. Too many too many times when somebody has a conflict with a friend or somebody they know, I mean, we all have a right to vent, and sometimes we need somebody to vent to, but sometimes it becomes gossip, and then it's spread, and there are people too, let's face it, that maybe a hearing problem, or maybe they're not paying attention, and somebody throws a comment out there and they take it wrong. And when they pass it on, it really isn't what that other person said.
Right, because maybe they don't really understand it, and they don't want to admit that they don't really understand what's going on. And
Right.
then they take it somewhere else and repeat it, and it's nothing like what was in the conversation. And that's where hard feelings get started,
Mhm.
because once a person tells something else, it's hard for the person they told it to ever trust where it came from. You know what I'm saying? And when you lose trust, I mean, you can build love faster than you can build trust again. In my experience, once you have trust in someone and it's broken,
You can't
oh
never
my gosh! But you can love that person again, but you do not trust them. I mean, that's a lesson I learned the hard way. I mean, that is the truth. Trust is, once
me
it's
too.
broken, it's broken. I have on here, it says a lot of times people get upset because they feel disrespected when they have a different belief than someone else. They get very defensive because they feel disrespected. Because as adults, we want to be respected for our opinion and why we feel the way we do. Number one, we don't want to be laughed at,
Right.
about something that we feel very strongly about. We don't want to be judged on why we feel the way we do, because we walked on this earth. I mean, I've been here 58 years. I know I don't know everything, but I know something a little about a lot. I want to feel like I do. And then when somebody comes in and tries to make me feel like I don't know anything about the topic that they're wanting to discuss, that's disrespecting. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to. And then they get this defense mode going of, you're not going to disrespect me. And then it doesn't become about agreeing or disagreeing. It becomes about respect and disrespect. So then you've done upped it a level. You done moved it up from us trying to find common ground to respect and disrespect. And that enhances things to go to another level when you do that.
Yeah, and one of the thing I noticed, and maybe because of my age, one of the worst things somebody can do in their communication, when you're talking to an older person, don't assume because they're old they don't know anything. That's the worst thing you can do. And I had it done to me when I first started on YouTube, and I laughed over the story. A young man, I used to go in his channel, and in front of everybody, he says, "Well, I don't know about giving you a wrench. Do you know what to do with it?" And I thought, I probably know more about computers than you ever will know. I've worked with him. And he was shocked when I become monetized. Like, don't ever assume somebody's age. And by the way, I'll throw this in. 50-year-olds can get Alzheimer's, by the way. So
yes.
Don't classify people by age.
Even in their 40s. People have gotten it in their late 40s. So, and also don't just assume that, number one, the way someone looks, that they're uneducated, that they don't know how to complete a sentence by their accent, do not know how to make a decision by where they came from. First of all, when I meet someone, I never assume anything. I just meet them, get to know them, and it goes from there. Hey, Dee, welcome in. Hey, T at Nana's, welcome in.
Hi, Dee.
Hey, Christina, my sister, welcome in.
And T at Nanas will always be DL to me.
Yeah, DL. Yeah, welcome in, Christina's world.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, everyone. We're talking about our differences. Now, I want to address something else too. Okay, let me say this little bit about the research that I did. Um, Practice emotional self-control. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we let our emotions get in the way of really communicating with people, you know, because number one, patience comes with age. A lot of people say at my age they don't have a lot of patience. Well, I guess patience come with experience. Let's just say that. Trials you go through, you learn more patience as you go through different trials. So I guess it really doesn't come with age. It comes with the trials that you've been through. But I'm this way. I love eccentric. I like to be around eccentric people. I like to learn from. I like to see how their brain works. Now, I'm not talking like these far out eccentric people that say they come from another planet and stuff like that. Now, I haven't crossed that bridge yet. But I mean, I'm not saying I can't get there. I'm just saying I can't right now. No. But I'm still growing. I'm still moving. I'm still getting, learning. But I will say this. I do not judge anybody for their lifestyle. It's not for me to tell you how to live the lifestyle that you live. I'm not the judge. Josie's not the judge.
Nope.
We are only have two things to do, and that's Josie and I are both Christians. To love the Lord God with all of our heart, mind, soul, body, everything we have, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. Other than that, we have no responsibility as far as what you do. Now, I wouldn't let you walk out in front of a vehicle if I was with you, standing there beside you. I wouldn't let you get run over if I could prevent it. That's not what I'm saying. I wouldn't look over there and go, oh my goodness, she's walking right out in front of that car. Bye. I mean, I wouldn't do that. But my point is this: we make choices and we make decisions every day we live. And it's not for me to tell you, number one, where you are in your walk on this journey that we call life. And number two, that I have all the answers and I'm right and you should listen to me, because I do not. And I'm going to love you as a person and as a soul, but I may not agree with everything that the way you live, and you're not going to agree with every choice I make either. And I'm okay with that.
Well, something just came to my mind, and I hope it's all right to say this, but like I said, both Auntie and I are Christians. But years ago, many years ago, and why I'm bringing this up on communication, forgiveness, differences, how we believe. But somebody asked me, how did I know Jesus even existed? What makes you so sure? And my answer was, okay, I really believe with my whole heart and soul. But look at it this way. If I'm right and you don't believe, where are you going? And if I'm wrong, I won't know the difference anyway.
Right. So why is anybody judging you on that?
Yeah, what do you have to lose? Just live a clean, good life as humanly possible. We're all sinners, by the way. And I remember that it was a man who asked me that, and I remember the look on his face. I said, hey, if I'm wrong, I won't know the difference.
And here's the thing, I'm okay with being wrong. I know I'm not wrong, but I'm okay if I were wrong. And a lot of people can't take failure, so they don't want to believe in certain things because they don't want to later on figure out that it is wrong. So they don't try new things because they don't want to fail. Well, you never learn if you don't fail, because by our failures is the way we learn. I mean, do you think we learned how to walk just automatically? No, we fell on the ground. We had to get back up, scrape our,
Mhm.
wipe our little knees off, get back up, try it again. We'd fall again. Did we just sit there? No, we got right back up and started again. Well, you have to do that emotionally. You have to do that spiritually. You have to do that in every aspect of your life. I'm just using walking as an example. But when it comes to differences, and I'm even talking about someone's appearance, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yes.
God made all of us, and we're all different. Some of us are large. I'm larger than I've ever been in my entire life. Some of us are small. Some of us care more about our appearance than we do about how we treat people. You know what I'm saying? You sometimes their priorities. That's not my priority right now in my life. My outer appearance is not what my main concern is right now in my life. You know,
Mhm.
my main uh, right now in my life is my inner spiritual being. My soul, who I portray toward others is my main thoughts now. Not which I should focus more on my weight, but you have to have a balance in all things. But what I'm saying to you is always just, hey Kathy, how are you? Welcome in.
Hi, Kathy.
And I think Josie has told this story before, and I don't know if you all have been in her chat to hear it,
I
but
tell a lot of stories.
she spoke about this gentleman that wasn't easy on the eyes at first. She didn't think he was that good looking or whatever. But the more she got to know him, that kind of faded away.
The
And she didn't see,
personality brought the
yeah,
beauty out.
and his inside and who he was on the inside started coming out. And she didn't see the person she saw when she first met him.
Mhm.
And I'm
Yep.
telling you, don't judge a book by its cover. That saying is so right. You could be missing out on the best friendship or the best love that you've had in your entire life because you want to base it on appearance.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you, don't try not to do that. Try
And
not to do that.
remember, I don't care who you are, where you live, what you believe, what you look like when you were 20. You're not going to look that way when you're even 50 or 60 or even 40.
No.
And what drives me crazy on YouTube when they show a beautiful, young actor or actress and what they look like, and then they show a picture when that person's 80. I think that's disgraceful myself. Naturally, they're not going to look the same as they did when they first started. You know, it's just we age. We're not here forever.
And it's okay to become who you're supposed to be as you age, you
Mhm.
know, and don't let anybody make you feel inadequate because of what you have become from what you were when you were 20 or 30 or 40. Be the person you are now because you're still that person to some extent. Luckily, we've matured and grown and realized that life is as short as it is. But I want to ask the chat when it comes to how you see someone when you first meet them. What do you see? I mean, what do you base getting to know that person on? Is it appearance? Is it their attitude? Is it their personality? I mean, what is it about someone that when you first meet them that you decide, well, I want to get to know them more or I don't? I mean, what is yours based on? I want to ask the chat that.
Yeah. It would be nice if somebody responds and we're okay with whatever you say.
Yeah, we're not gonna no.
We're not here to
It's
judge
not a
you
right
either.
or wrong answer to anything that we're discussing.
Yeah.
This is all your thoughts.
Hmm.
I mean, when you meet someone, do you base it on their appearance? Or
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine, her husband didn't like overweight people.
Oh, wow.
And at that time, I wasn't overweight. I mean, so therefore he just loved me, I guess. But he had this thing about he didn't really care for James when we first got married because James was heavy. And then after James had the gastric bypass surgery and lost all this weight, then he wanted to be chummy chummy. And James is like, no, I don't roll like that. I mean, if he wasn't going to be friendly to me when I was the way I was before, I mean, I'm not going to be ugly to the man, but I'm not going to become his best friend either. You can't trust people like that. But to me, it's insecurity on that person's part because they think by hanging around someone that's overweight, it's a reflection on them. And it's not a reflection on you if you have an overweight friend or a friend that doesn't dress quite up to your par. You might dress out to the nines, but you may have a friend that likes to dress casually all the time, or a person that wants to dress casually and you're like, oh, I don't really like to be around them because they don't dress, the way I think that that should be. I mean, you have people in the world like this.
Yeah, and that's phony friendship, and that, me and my stories. And listening to Angie talk about that reminds me, if you don't mind me telling this story.
Oh, yeah. No, tell them one. I love to hear your story.
When my first husband and I got a divorce after my daughter passed away, we lived in a small community. And some of the friends that were both of our friends decided, because his name sounded like California money, because his parents bought a cattle ranch. And so I had this lady call me and she said, well, now that you're divorced, we decided to be friends with your ex and not you. And it kind of caught me off guard. I thought, we hadn't argued. We hadn't even discussed anything. And I said, okay, that's how you feel. And so about a year and a half went by, and that same lady called me. And guess what? Her and her husband were getting a divorce, and she wanted to be friends. And I said it very calmly. I said, I wasn't good enough to be your friend. And I said, then when I was going through this, I'm not good enough to be your friend now. So please don't call me again. And I hung up.
And that's the perfect response.
Yeah, somebody is not a true friend. It's like buying friendship. It's fake friendship. Your true friends will always be by your side. I don't care what you go through. I don't care.
I made this remark on Ella's channel one day. Your love for someone has got to be greater than your need for someone. And when you go through a hard time, you will see the people that were needing you and the people that really love you. Because the ones that were needing you and was expecting a payoff, something that you had that they wanted, they left. They wasn't getting the payoff. But the ones that truly cared about you and loved you stay. They stay for you. They are your friend. Yeah. That's how you know a true friend from a non-true friend, I guess I want to say.
And if you can accept somebody's differences, you don't have to do what they do. You don't have to believe what they believe. But if you can accept the person for who they are and how they treat you, let them live their own life. You live your own life. And sometimes, especially when it comes to, say, religion, I won't bring politics in, but if it comes to religion, I've told this story a million times too. When I married my husband, the one that passed away with cancer, he thought people who went to church were hypocrites. He had been to many churches, and so he knew how I believed. I never once preached to him. I never once. I tried to live the life and show him without him even knowing what I was doing. And this man became a deacon in the church, read the Bible every night, and never once did I preach to him. So people, as they watch you, if they like what they see, you can almost win them over without you opening your mouth and being mean or critical.
Are judgmental, or
Yeah.
are saying we can't be friends because you're this and I'm this. I mean, you're Catholic and I'm Baptist, or you're Pentecostal and I'm this, or I'm Presbyterian and you're this.
Sure.
I mean, no, don't let it be based on that.
No.
What I would like to say is this, and I'm going to say this about it. Kathy says, I just came to the conclusion of that last night. I'm so glad that you've made a decision, Kathy, on changing something in your life. That always takes you down a different road and brings you newer insight on things. I'm glad that has happened to you. But
you
what I
like
want to say, and yeah, I said this in one of my videos, and this is a wide answer to what I'm going to say. Our world today in the United States is under attack, and we mostly allowing it to happen to each other. Now, there's one bird up there in our capital. It has two wings, okay? But it's the same bird, okay? It's the same bird, just has two wings. Some people are choosing this wing. Some people are choosing this wing. The reason this person's choosing this wing is because it benefits them the most. The reason the other person's choosing this wing is because it benefits them the most. It's not that they're mad at you, and I can't be mad at anybody for whatever they choose and make in that decision. Because my belief is this. I believe with all my heart, because I'm a Christian, that what's happening today is already written to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I can't live in fear that something bad's going to happen when the person that I serve already controls it. So I'm not going to be mad at it, and I'm not going to be angry at it because of where we are. It's meant to be where we are, or we wouldn't be there. The only thing we need to do is pray, make sure that we are living the right way. Oh, yeah, it's going to hurt. We're going to feel some pain. That's what a lot of people don't want. They don't want to feel pain. They don't want to hurt. They don't want to do without. But he never promised us that we wasn't going to not feel pain, and we wasn't going to do without. But if you honestly, and I'm just saying this from a Christian point of view, my point of view, if you honestly have those views, and for you not to worry so much like, oh, the world is in a bad way, it's coming to an end, we're going to starve, no, he's going to take care of you.
Yeah, have the faith.
He's going to take care of you. No matter if that place wasn't up there and we didn't have it, we would still be taken care of. Is what I want you to understand. They just put all that up there to divide us and to keep us separated. You know what that word, that saying is, divide and conquer? They want to divide us. And if they could keep us divided, and we won't come together, because we do have choices. And if we all come together, we can move mountains. Well, they don't want that. So they keep us separated by these little things that really doesn't matter. Because if we passed away tomorrow, it's not going to matter.
It doesn't matter.
So if you're truly wanting peace about what's going on in the world right now, you just say to yourself, I'm accepting what's going on right now. And I'm believing that he's in control and he's going to take care of me. And you don't have to prove anything. You don't have to argue with anyone about your decision on why you're with the one wing and they're with the other wing. You don't even have to argue about it. You just say, these are my beliefs, and this side believes more of what I believe, and I'm going to go with them. And I want to believe more on this side because their beliefs are more of my beliefs, or it benefits me more. And nobody even has to know it. because ultimately we only serve the higher power anyway, you know?
Yep.
And that's what I want to say about people that are so upset about what's going on in the world, and they lose sleep, and they're so scared and afraid that something's going to happen to them. And I just want to say, don't worry so much. It's okay. You're going to be fine.
See, and I was born in a very poor Italian family, and I'm happy I was. You know why? I know I can survive as long as the Lord still wants me here. I can survive. I've went without food before. I'm
Yeah.
still here. I'm still here.
See, a lot of
It's
people haven't went without, and they don't know how to survive.
no.
I do. I know how to have a garden. I know James hunts for our food. Am I gonna be uncomfortable when something like that happens? Yeah.
Of course
I'm
we are.
gonna be uncomfortable because I'm used to certain things.
We're
But
all
I'm gonna
spoiled
make
in
it.
this country. Hmm.
Hey Christina, welcome
Hi,
in.
Christina. But the main thing is uh, try to work out differences and
Yes.
forgiveness.
Let me see what
I have to say that, and I will totally admit it's been the last 2 years that I can honestly sit here and say I have totally forgiven everyone in my life. And I used to joke about it, and it wasn't funny because I said I couldn't forgive and I was going to end up in hell. Um, and it wasn't funny, but I tried to, put a little humor in it. But I can honestly say I have forgiven everyone in my life. And to me, it goes with the differences. Now I can accept differences when I couldn't before.
Yeah,
And I
you
don't
tend to
care what
want. Yeah.
what I don't care what you wear, what color your skin is, where you were born. I look at a person to how they treat me and also how they treat other people. I don't want somebody just to be nice to me and then a minute later they're on the chat being mean to someone else.
Yeah,
You know,
because people are going to show eventually, no matter how nice they appear to you, they
mhm,
eventually are going to show their true colors because they can't always stay in character all the time, you know.
mhm,
But if you're true to yourself and you are who you are, stay in who you don't have to pretend, and you don't have to be something that you're not. And
mhm.
people are going to love you regardless. It's not going to be everybody. Now, everybody's not going to love you, but there are going to be ones that really do.
Well, Kathy, during the C word, I didn't stay. I didn't. The only thing I did is I wore a mask. I did not stay home. Um, I did not go into panic mood. I said, when the Lord wants me, he'll come and get me. I refused the, you know what, I won't say certain words on YouTube. I did not take it. I will not take it. And I give it all to the Lord. And
Um, if people felt like they needed to stay indoors, then that's what they needed to do. That was their conviction.
that was theirs.
But
Yes.
because we have a choice and we can choose, other people didn't choose that decision. They didn't make that decision. And me, with my low immunity,
Your
I
immune
have a low
system is,
immunity
yeah,
system.
yeah, it's very low.
uh, I got out. I still got out when it all was going on. I didn't get out that much, but I did get out. I didn't live in fear,
Right.
because fear is the opposite of faith, and those two things cannot work in the same house. You know what I'm saying?
Hi,
And
Scooter.
hey,
Well,
Renee, how are you doing, Scooter Renee?
and the thing is, I was careful, but I didn't live in fear. And I live in a 55 and over retirement home. And well, actually, it's apartments. It's not a retirement home, but it's 55 and over. And I watched some of these people where their families went into freak mode. And I said, if they're going to stay in their house, they're either going to pass away or end up in a nursing home. And I was right. There was a few that didn't make it through because they never left that apartment.
You
And
have to have so much vitamin D. You have to have so much sunlight.
Yep.
There's things that you have to have for your body to function. Hey, Judy May, I hope you're doing better.
Hi, Judy May.
It was somebody else that came in. Judy
Scooter
May.
came in. Scooter
Renee.
But you have to, and I'm not saying, I mean, I was careful. I've always been fanatical about washing my hands anyway, maybe because I was a nurse. I was careful, but not in fear. And I'm
not gonna, all right, let me just say this.
Yeah.
It was bad. I'm not saying that it was not real. It was. We went through something we had never went through. Yep. In my lifetime. I had never seen it. I had never seen it like that. But I think that certain people weighed on people's emotions to make them more fearful. And I'm not saying it wasn't bad, because it was. Okay? It was. But they kept driving it. Fear, 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 fear. And when your mind goes into fear mode, that's all you can think about. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't let myself go there. I could not let myself go there.
I lived through 2 other ones that were worse than this. And I put the statistics on Facebook, and I don't think a lot of people even believed it. And I won't even mention, because I don't want to put that on Angie's channel.
Christina said, I didn't take it, got the bug twice, beat it. My brother's got it and have had health problems ever since.
Exactly.
It's a choice. It's a choice. It's another one of those things. So what we're talking about, I'm not angry at the people that reacted the way they did to it, but I wanted them to respect me for the way I reacted to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And people were, I kind of laughed one day because I was walking down to the mailroom to get my mail, and this little elderly lady, probably late 80s, 90s, I don't know. She looked at me and she said, "Where's your mask?" And I said, "Well, I'm not wearing one, am I?" And I said, "You should have one on." And I said, "Well, why don't you call the police station and report me?" And and I walked off and laughed. People, and have you noticed, though, there is more drama in the world now. There is more people that can't accept differences now than they used to before that, because it cooped people up. They weren't around friends and family. They were isolated. And in isolation, you become like this. So you become this depressed, unhappy person. And so this comes into the differences. Why can't we just accept somebody's differences? Why do we have to fight about it? Why do we have to say, "Hey, you're not my friend"?
The reason it was upsetting people, and the reason it was, is because they would see someone without a mask, and they were being told how serious it was. Well, like, I go back, it was affecting them. They thought by the person not wearing the mask, it's affecting me because they're not wearing it. What I can say to that is, move over to the other side of the room, the hall, or whatever, the sidewalk, or either, I'm a praying person, so I did a lot of praying during that time. So, I mean, everybody's not. Hello, Wendy. Welcome in.
Hi, Wendy. Well,
I hope you're doing good.
The thing is, see, I'm too logical, and I've been a seamstress too most of my life. So I even made some masks, and then I decided, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, you've got this piece of fabric. Okay, you put it on, so your bacteria won't get out.
Right.
Well, if your bacteria won't get out, how in the heck is somebody else's going to get in? Tell me. Explain that.
Yeah, but you're also breathing in that bacteria that you can't get out. You're also,
and my O2 level went down, and the only time I wore one is if I had to go to a doctor, or the stores wouldn't let you in one without a mask. But other than that, I didn't wear one.
And see,
And
I'm with our differences. I mean, years ago, it was our choice of who we wanted to be with was the big topic. You know what I'm saying? Marriages that people didn't believe should be marriages. You know, that used to be the big no. That was the main discussion. You know, then it was religion. Nobody could talk about religion. Oh no, that's taboo. We can't talk about that because people don't want you to disagree with how they believe.
yeah.
Now it's that place up there in up north that nobody wants to talk about. It's always something that divides us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they try to do is they try to come up with a topic. And this is what I never really understood. Someone in your family you've known your entire life and you've known them or you think you know them. Then all of a sudden, let's just say they come out and they have an alternative lifestyle. You're going to be mad at them? You're going to be upset with them? I mean, you loved them yesterday when you thought they were straight, but tomorrow when you find out that they may be a little different, oh no, I can't love you anymore. I don't agree with you. You got to get out of my life. I mean, no, I can't accept that. I don't understand how you can love a person one day and just because they do something that you don't choose to do, you don't love them anymore. I do not understand that. I mean, make it make sense. But all it is about control. The person that is mad at you or angry with you, they want to control the way you were when they thought you were the way they wanted you to be, not the way that you want to be, you know?
And like I said to begin with, you can dislike or hate what somebody does or what they believe in, but you can't hate them. And like you just said, if you loved them a few minutes ago or an hour ago, how can that love turn to hate just because you don't like what they stand up for or what they believe?
I do love you, Michael. I absolutely do. You are one of my favorite two old guys. And I really do love you a lot. But what
Michael
I'm saying is,
he has the personality.
All right, Josie, let's just use this for example. Let me say this as far it says, first of all, the first thing we got to do is agree to disagree and not let our emotions come into it. We cannot, if we can't live by our emotions, because I've told y'all before, love is a choice. Y'all want to think that it's an emotion? I mean, yeah, it's an emotion lustfully. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And sexually and us getting married and having children or wanting to whatever we do. Yeah, it's an emotion. But a higher love than that is not emotion. It's a choice. You choose to love someone, and it's the deepest type of love you'll ever experience because it's respectful. It allows that person to be who they think or they want to be within certain boundaries. I mean, you know, it opens the door to so much freedom more than our emotional love does. Because our emotional loves, like I just gave the example, sets boundaries. If you don't act one way or you don't portray one way, then I'm not going to love you anymore. Well, that doesn't make sense to me, you know? And so that's my point right there. We have to keep our emotions in check and we have to agree to disagree and we're okay with it. And when I say that, don't just say, oh, okay, well then we're just going to have to agree to disagree and be angry. Now I know anger is an emotion and it was given to us for a reason. Okay? But it wasn't given to us to be hateful to each other, be demeaning to each other. You know, that wasn't why that was given to us, that anger. Okay. It was given to us for fight or flight to save our life when we need it. You know,
Yeah.
our favorite thing is I love you and you can't do it. Oh, yeah. I was explaining to them that I used to say that to my children growing up. They would get so mad at me and they would just, oh, Mom, I'm not speaking to you. I'm so, and I'd say, I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. And it would anger them so much because they wanted me to be just as mad at them as they were at me. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And that would just, oh, they would get so mad.
If you want to solve a drama, just throw the love in it, and if the other person who wants to fight doesn't know how to come back on that.
Oh yeah, they don't know how to come back when you love them. They don't know. Now, if you stay angry with them and fight back and call them names and they call you names and you don't speak for X amount of days, months, years, oh yeah, y'all are good to go. It keeps y'all attached to each other. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but when you have unforgiveness for someone, they've rented space up here, and they're actually controlling some of the things you do in your life because you haven't forgiven them. But once you've forgiven, then they leave, they move out because you don't worry about that anymore. You let it handle itself. But we want to hold on to it. You know,
anger only hurts the person that's angry. The other person, 9 times out of 10, they don't give a darn.
No, they're sleeping good at night. They're not worried about it.
They've gone on with their life. They don't care. So that anger that stays in your heart, in your brain, is destroying you inch by inch.
I can love and completely disagree with how you live your life. I will give you my opinion if you ask for it. I won't stand before God for your choices. Exactly. That was my entire point. I mean, none of us are going to be up there holding each other's hands saying, oh, I'm up here with her because I'm going to be with her while she is answering for her sins. Oh, no. We're going to all have to do that by ourselves. And we do that by the choices that we make. And it's not for me to judge you because let me tell you something. Over 58 years, I've made some bad choices. Can I tell you? I have made some bad choices. And we all have.
I have 84 years. You think I haven't made
just because some people don't openly talk about it or they don't openly walk in disagreement like you wouldn't agree with, like somebody's lifestyle, somebody's political belief, somebody's religion, whatever, just because they don't walk it and they walk it and speak loudly and you disagree, but you don't talk about yours, that doesn't mean you're not going to be judged for yours too now. I'm just telling you.
Before the last election, this person in an auction, I didn't even know this person, asked me who I voted for, and I shouldn't even have answered, but she spouted off, well, I'm not coming in and buying anything from you again. And I thought, I didn't say anything. I thought, lady, you have never bought from me in the first place. But she asked me who I was going to vote for, and I shouldn't have answered. But I did.
And what a lot of people don't understand is you can even dislike the person. You know what I'm saying? Up there now in the north, but you can agree with some of the stuff that's happened that's made things better. You don't have to like the person. You know what I'm saying? You can just like not all the things. I mean, you can't tell me that even the party that was there before, everybody agreed with everything they did. No. Just like this one, everybody's not going to agree with everything they do. But you got to take a little bit of it and you got to think, this is my country.
You answered
that I love. I'm not going to let anybody turn me against it. And I'm dang sure I ain't going to leave it. I am not going to leave it because that only lasts for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? In 4 years, somebody else is going to be doing that up there. We've seen I don't know. Ford was the president when I was in first grade, and Gerald Ford, and I've seen that many. So they gonna come and go. But as long as they can keep us separated, they can control the situation.
Yeah.
Divide and conquer. That's what they want to do. But if we come together and love each other and say, girl, you believe what you want to believe. It's neither here nor there to me. And you're going to see one day or not. I mean, if you want to say that, you may think you're that right. I still love you. And we're going to be friends, but we can't discuss that. You know what I'm saying? We can't discuss it.
I like the remark you said at the beginning when you were talking about the two sides, that the ones that agree or disagree, it's either it benefits them or it doesn't benefit them. You said it all there at the beginning when you said that.
Yeah. You mostly are going to choose the side that benefits you the most, which you should. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's human nature. I don't judge anybody for that. I mean, I'm going to make choices that's going to benefit me the most, Yeah.
And I've in my notes here, I've got, what is the role of forgiveness in solving differences between friends? Forgiveness is crucial in solving differences between friends. Accepting mistakes, forgiving, seeking recognition promotes the healing of friendships and strengthens the affectionate ties. It is important to be willing to forgive and apologize when necessary to maintain a healthy relationship. Sometimes, if you think a friendship is worth saving, even with your differences, I don't find it difficult to apologize. If I know I'm wrong, and I know I'm wrong a lot of times, we all are. We're human. As I've said a million times, and I've heard Angie say it, if we were perfect, we wouldn't be here on this earth.
And I'm leery of a person that cannot admit or they cannot apologize. Mm-hmm. One that'll just firmly look at you and say, I'm right, you're wrong, and I'm not apologizing. I am leery of that type of person because I'm thinking, number one, you've not always been right, but you're leading me to believe that this is how you treat. I had a person in my life that was like this. This is the reason I'm telling you this. That they would never admit fault, no matter if you could prove it, if it was in black and white, if it was in blood, if it was whatever, if you could prove it, they would say, no, I don't care. That ain't the way it really is. And you would just look at them like, are you slow? I mean, you've got to see this. And they would never admit it. And I would think, you're not trustworthy because I can't trust you if you cannot admit wrong and you can't apologize when you are wrong.
Yeah.
And I just feel that way about people that are adamant that they are not apologizing for anything. Me, I can apologize. I can do that. Michael said Kennedy was the president when I was in second grade. I'm old.
Michael, you're not old. When Kennedy was assassinated, I was 22 years old, 23, something like that. So I'm old.
And one last thing I'll say is this. Be careful when you're having a disagreement with someone that you love or once loved or had a relationship, some form or fashion. Be careful about the words you use to decide if you want to completely destroy that relationship by just words. Because once those words are out there, you cannot take them back. I don't care how many I'm sorry that they say to you. the out of the heart, out of you're going to say what's ever in your heart. Out of the abundance of your heart, your mouth speaks. So whatever's in your heart, that's what's going to come out. So you better be very careful when you're and make sure you don't want to win the argument by destroying the relationship, because we can say some cruel things to people just so we can win the argument and expect that person to be over it once the argument's over. But that doesn't always happen. No. So I would say embrace the friendship, embrace the relationship, irregardless of the differences.
Let's see, let's read Scooter's.
She said, yep, had my 3 daughters take a travel tube toothpaste and pushed all of it out and then told them to put it all back in. That's what happens when you say hurtful things. Yes, absolutely. That's a good example. Yeah, you cannot take that back, no matter, and that's like putting someone down or degrading someone, and even after you do, it's like when you have a child and you scream and holler and tell them they're not bright and they'll never learn, and then you come back and say you're sorry or attaboy or try to make them feel better. All they hear is that first thing that you told them, and they're never going to hear anything else. So you've got to be careful about this. You know, if you have to walk away and count to 10, backwards, 10, because that takes some people a little longer when you start backwards than going forward, because they have to stop. All right, 9, 8, 7. It's a little more difficult for some. So if you go backwards, it might take you a few more seconds than it would if you could start at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But
children learn from their parents. They learn from other adults. And I have a chapter in the book I'm writing about during World War II and part of my life, and I won't say what it is, but there's an example in there that children aren't prejudiced, racist, any of that. They learn that from their parents.
They do.
And I couldn't help putting this into my book, because I think children are innocent. They're born innocent. And it's a shame when they see their parents angry and fighting with friends, and they take that all in. And that's how they acquire those personalities and become bullies even. And that's why I did put that in my book. So
see, children don't know how to be a bully. My children never saw color. I mean, they had so many diverse friends. It was not even funny, because we never brought attention to what their skin tone was. You know what I'm saying? And we never said anything about anybody like that. They had friends of all kind of friends in that area. And I'm thankful for that, because a lot of people, I know, I worked at the school, and they would not allow their child to have a person over, like my son and the football team. They would come here on Friday night. James and I would wake up on Saturday morning, and we'd be stepping over football players like, who is this one? Who is this one? Who is this one? And it wouldn't matter your skin tone. You were welcome here. Then somebody come up to James one day at a ball game and said, you're not worried you're not worried for your young daughter? And James said, what are you talking about? He said, with a certain group of kids being at your house on Friday night, being football players and all that, you're not concerned for your daughters? You mean for your daughter or your wife even? And James said, no, I'm not, but I am concerned about you. I mean, that's exactly what he told him.
And it's true. I was raised in a very judgmental family. I had to work through it. I I said when I was a very young girl that I was going to work on to being different, and I conquered it, but it took many years. So I hate to see when people damage children by kids listen to every conversation you have. They hear when you are putting somebody down because of what they believe or their color. And I always said our blood is all the same color.
Absolutely.
And
Michael
God loves
said,
everyone.
true, Angie, but there's a time when you have to realize when something needs to be over for your own well-being. Don't
Yeah.
dwell on it with guilt or animosity, but just move forward. Exactly.
Exactly,
I
Michael.
totally agree with that. I have situations in my life right now that I've had to move forward with it, and I'm talking about family. I mean, there are family that I can't allow into my life because of drama or because
Yeah.
of reasons like that. But I completely understand that. And once you move on and look, the main thing I want in my life, one main thing is peace.
Me
If
too.
somebody disturbs my peace, that's when I get very upset. I don't want my peace disturbed. Now I know that there's going to be things in life that's going to disturb it, that is going to be uncontrollable. But I'm talking about things that people create. No, I'm not going to have my peace all disturbed because you're creating something that I wasn't even supposed to be a part of. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Now, like I said, I think our purpose for this show today is to maybe generate information. So we all have situations in our life, or we've had them in the past, and they may occur in the future. Find a way to resolve them. Find a way to resolve your differences. You don't have to like what someone is doing, and you don't have to copy them, but don't hate them. If you can't tolerate it, then just quietly move away.
I mean,
You know,
hate will destroy you. It will
yeah,
it will destroy you. Hate will destroy you.
yep,
But I will say this with us being on YouTube. This is the advice that I would give. Number one, everybody on YouTube is not going to like everybody, and it's fine. That's neither here. I'd rather you respect me than like me. You liking me, I have enough people that love and like me. So that's neither. Now I want you to, but I'm not going to lose sleep if you don't. But what I am saying is on YouTube, number one, be respectful. You may not, just be respectful. And if it means not even speaking to the person, then don't. But don't bring it to everybody's attention that you're not speaking to them and the reason you're not. I mean, just don't.
exactly.
If you can't be in the chat with them, leave and
No,
just view. You don't have to
yeah,
be in the chat, just view. Just view the what's going on, just watch. You don't have to comment, do anything. If you can't handle somebody being in the chat that you wish wasn't there,
yeah,
because they have every right to be there just like you do. Or if they didn't, they would be blocked. Okay? Don't go
yeah,
around spreading rumors to this one and that one on YouTube about this one did this to you, that one did that. Irregardless, if that did happen, there's always two sides to every story, and then there's the truth.
yeah,
Okay? So walk on these YouTube highways and streets and treat others like you would have them treat you. And then you're going to live a very peaceful, content life.
mhm,
I'm just going to tell you that because that's the way I handle it. I don't always agree with every channel that I go into, every chat message that I read, everything I hear on YouTube, but you'll never know it unless I choose to tell you, because I will not be disgruntled.
See,
I will not do
and
that.
I can tell you, I'll interrupt her because she is telling the truth. I have always said when I even first met Angie on YouTube, I didn't quite understand her, but I've learned that she is the most neutral person you will ever find in this platform. She loves everyone. Uh, So you dislike someone, she's not going to listen to you. So don't tell her random gossip, because unless somebody mistreats her, she's not going to judge you.
If you want to come to me and you want to share with me something that happened between you and someone else and say, this person hurt me and I don't understand why they did, I'm going to listen. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to bash them because you have had an upset with them. I'm going to just listen to what you have to say, tell you that I love you and I'm sorry that it happened. Maybe the person was having a bad day. Maybe the person don't need to be in your life anymore. Maybe it's done run its course. But I'm not going to sit with you and talk about that person. But I will listen to your story. I want you to know that.
And Michael, I'm not a doormat. I like what he heard. Yeah, I won't let anyone treat me like a doormat.
That's nobody should let anybody treat them like a doormat. No. That's for sure. No. Amen. Boundaries are very important. Your friendship's not rated E for everyone. Right. Exactly. That's true.
That you can respect people. You know, go into a chat, and if you don't like somebody, just make out they're not there.
Yeah.
You know?
But don't go and make a reaction video and show part of their YouTube channel saying how bad they are and try to prove that your point toward them. Because here's the thing, their true colors are going to come out anyway, regardless of if you, and it makes you no better of a person, you trying to prove what they are when you're acting just like you're saying they're acting. Mm-hmm. You got to get above that. It takes years. It took me years to get there. Years.
It took me years too.
And I mean, I'm still learning. But do y'all have any questions, or y'all got any comments or anything before we close out? Anybody that's watching the replay, if you want to send anything, our emails are in my about page, or it's community page now. I don't know what it is. They change things so often.
It's called post now instead of community page. It's post.
Yeah, and it's in there. And Josie has her email available if you want to send anything. We're always take prayer requests, anything like that. Josie has a Oh, thank you, Michael. I love you. You have a good night.
Good night, Michael. Thanks for being here.
Josie, you have that prayer angel group.
Yes, it's on Facebook, and it's just a prayer angel. If you want to send me a friend request, if I accept it, then I can send you a invite to my prayer angel group. There's a picture of me there. I know other angel or prayer groups, and I think there might even one with the same name, but my picture's on it. If you want to just go in and send me a request, because it is my prayer angel group. I've kept it private for the reason I wanted to protect everyone.
Right.
A lot of nonsense goes on.
Now next month, and I don't know in September when it's going to be.
I don't have my calendar in front of me.
I have a calendar right here. Hold on a minute, and I'll tell you, it's always the second Thursday of every month, and it's going to be Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's going to be September the 11th.
Okay.
And it's going to be on Josie's channel. It'll be on her channel next month. And she'll come up with a topic, and we'll have a discussion, when she decides what it's going to be. It's always a good one. She chooses a good topic. But we have enjoyed y'all being here.
Yeah. If you want to send us, either one of us, some ideas of what you'd like us to talk about, it's always helpful, and we want to make you all feel welcome and part of the group in our discussions.
Yeah, and don't forget, we're here to facilitate. We're not here to make you to believe what we believe or say that we are the absolute truth, that everything stops with us. No. We're just here to all work together as a community and as people and as Americans and people that love America. I'll just say that.
Yep.
And with that being said, Josie, I think we're going to close out.
Sounds good.
I love y'all, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Bye, everyone, and God
Bye.
bless.